Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to swatch some watercolors. So I'm going to take a minute to talk about this Etsy seller first because I think she deserves it. Her work is probably some of the best handmade watercolors I've ever come across. I don't know what she does exactly. But she's fantastic. Her quality is just so high that it's worth a little bit of extra that sometimes her stuff costs. Her options range between $2 for a dot card, half pans are 10. And believe me, they're worth it because this is what the half pans will look like. This was topped off like a pillow top, and I've just used it that much. And then her quarter hearts, which are these, are like $5.30 ish and some change. So I got a bunch of these because I wanted to try a bunch of different colors, and I couldn't afford to get them all this size. So, you know, you get what you can afford. Usually her stuff comes in a little package like this. Sometimes with dot samples and sometimes not. I've had these two for a while, and as I said, and I love them. This is Tiger's Eye. I'm gonna swatch this one also because this color will absolutely blow your mind. It's stunning. It's granulating. It is just absolutely stunning. This one is called Storm. I don't have the dot for it anymore, but it's beautiful. So we have up here. Oh, and she also includes attached to the little package, the little baggie, is a little like a little dot card like that. So I have ones for each of those. And I have cobalt green, blue iron, serpent green, flame. This color is very much like it. If I had to compare it to anything, it would be burnt sienna. And this one also resembles sap green, ultramarine magenta, ultramarine purple, and then the Tiger's Eye and the Storm. We also have a couple of stock cards that I want to show you. This is the turquoise violet, and as you can tell, I've already had a good play with it. I will be getting that as soon as I can. And let's see, where's the other one? Ah, here we go. Deep Sea. This is beautiful. This color is so gorgeous. It's almost like a blue-green Master's Touch that I have, which is like Hobby Lobby's kind of brand. And her work is so good. She is a star seller on Etsy with a 4.0 rating or higher. And her official website is Mashaswatercolors. All one word. So in case I can't put a link in, I don't know if I can put links in yet. I think I have to get a little bit more followers for that. So if you like this content so far, please hit that like and subscribe button. That will help me to get to that. And if you really enjoy it, feel free to share it wide and far. I think this watercolor maker, I believe she does other things too. Just as a side note real quick, she makes these beautiful little circle, I don't know how to say it, watercolor pans that are made, they're ceramic. They're stunning. Like they're absolutely, I don't know, I can't afford them, but they are absolutely stunning. And she also makes these little wood handmade palettes with watercolors as part of them. Usually she does her own little ceramic stuff, palettes. She makes all kinds of other little things that kind of go with doing watercolors. So if that's something you're interested in, she does have that available. And she also has watercolor sets that are like a certain palette. Like I think she has one that is like dark colors, all her dark granulating colors, just stuff like that. So that's also something to keep in mind. So having said that, let's get started. I'm going to put these aside. Now, these two are hard to tell apart, as you can tell. So what I would suggest if you get these two is, I don't know on the bigger ones, I don't think she has them labeled. Oh, she does. Okay. She does have stickers, not for the little ones. I guess there's no, she does have magnets, by the way. So if you have, she puts little magnets on them, which is really cool. So I'll put these out, but these are really hard. I would suggest trying to put like a little, I don't know, maybe UM on the side here or something, you know, UP in this case, just so you don't forget, because the only way to tell sometimes is to actually just activate it. They look very, very similar. So what I'm going to do now is grab my little eyedropper. I highly recommend these, by the way. They're very fantastic for dropping watercolor into pans and not having to constantly dip your brush back in and back out and back in and back out. It's super annoying. So that's just a little tip. See, I can just do this. And it takes me all of like 30 seconds instead of about a minute or two. And this might need a little more. And I'm going to do my dots last because they will dry a little bit quicker because there's less paint. There, see? Ta-da! Whoops. Missed. Swing and a miss. All right. So, now what I have here, pull this down so you guys can see. All right. I'm going to make sure I'm not off camera. All right. I have this little line here. And I did it in a Sharpie, but I went over it with a wax resist crayon, so it wouldn't, you know, smear. And the reason why you want to do this is this will test the opacity. I hope I said that right. You know, how much it shows, covers up or doesn't. So let's move these out of the way a little bit so I don't stick my flipping hands in them, because I'm kind of klutzy like that. So let's get these out of the way just a little bit. Okay. And I have a little clean rag handy because you know, I'm messy. All right. Get my brush wet and let's get to getting here. All right. So we have the cobalt green first, and I'm going to show it to you activated. I'll bring it up here. It's easier. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that absolutely stunning? So, woo. Try not to drop it. You'll have to pardon me if I check every so often. All right. Make sure there's enough on the brush. Look at that. Whee! Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? That. It's pretty transparent. I would say it's relatively transparent. I hope I didn't make a mistake by putting that, wow, look at that. I think it's a little granulating too. I think this might be a little bit granulating. I played around with it some, but not a lot. Wow, look at that. I think it is a little bit granulating. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that's granulating. I think it is. Wow. That is absolutely stunning. My God. Her stuff is so good, guys. I just, like, I know I'm gushing a little bit, but her stuff is so good. It just absolutely, I don't know what she does, how she does it, but I think her stuff is probably just the best I've ever come across. It's unbelievable. So here we have, all right, here we have serpent green. I got a little more water on the brush, so hopefully that will make it, not quite. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at that. This is definitely a little more opaque. I would say it's semi-transparent. That's my guess. I think I might have made a mistake putting that resist crayon on there though, because but I didn't want the stuff to smear. So, but it's repelling it a little bit too much. So I don't know. That might have been a mistake. Wow, look at that. Gracious me. That is just, yeah, this seems granulating too. I think it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show for you guys to see these when they dry. Oops, I think oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. All right, let's try the blue iron. So let's pull this one up. Look at that. Now, do you see what's in the middle of that? At first I thought I had gotten some paint in it by accident. Not so. It's the paint. See? I don't know if you guys can see. I hope my finger's not in the way, but it's how she did the paint. I gotta put this down. I thought I was messing around with a similar color, and I thought it was like something that I had dropped into it by accident. That was, you know, my brush wasn't clean enough. But no, it's just the paint. And I mean, you can see hopefully right here where the cobalt green, do you see the blue? The center of it's blue. And then if you look at the sap green, the center of it's like really light. It's just how she does it. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is definitely very opaque. I would venture to say this is very, very opaque. Yeah, this blue iron is very opaque. I think next time I'm not going to do the resist crayon and just maybe make sure I have it real dry. But look how opaque that is. That is definitely opaque. These are, that's transparent. I think that's semi-transparent, but this is very opaque. But look at that. You can see the kind of the red in the middle of it a little bit. But look at this stuff. You can see that brownish red oxide, iron oxide, I think is what it is. Look at that. That is definitely granulating. Wow, look at that. This lady is stunning. Yeah, that's very opaque. And when I say opaque, I mean that watercolors, I'm going to pause this for a second. Watercolors typically come in like transparent, which you can see through the layers very easily. And so you kind of have to build up the layers a little bit more if you want things to be more opaque. Transparent's good for when you're trying to just add a light hint of another color or things like that. Then you have semi-transparent, which is what I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's what this one is, where you can kind of see through it a little bit, but not too much. And then you've got this, and you could see, look at where the red has granulated to the top, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is iron oxide, as I said. Now one of the ways you can tell something is granulating is if you stir it like this and it changes color. like that just did, that's one of the tips that you might have a granulating paint. If it actually physically changes color, and then as it settles, it will change color again. So that's just my little tip for you. Yeah, this is one of my favorite colors. I'm gonna make sure I have enough water, and I always make sure you, especially when you're swatching colors like this, make sure you have a clean brush. I absolutely love this color. I want to make sure my brush is fully wet. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Like, I want this nice and opaque. I would say this is semi-transparent. Either transparent or semi-transparent. So the only one that's really, to me, really opaque so far is the blue iron. But, I mean, it's amazing. I don't know if you guys can see the centers of each of these are so different, except for the flame. The flame didn't really change too much, but the rest of them have absolutely changed the centers. It's kind of incredible. All right, let's see. Let's do the ultramarine magenta. I was really excited. I had a dot sample for this one, and I was like, oh, I love this so much. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. I would venture to say this is somewhat opaque. I would say I would classify it as opaque. But it could be semi-transparent. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes for me. And I can tell I sort of messed up my little... You can see where the resist crayon went over the line, but that's okay. That happens. And I did not leave enough room at the bottom here for the swatch, but it's okay. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And you can see how it settles. You can see the blue right there. If you look right where my paintbrush is, you can see that blue. As it dries, that blue shows up. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really wish I had left more room on that, but it's all right. This is the ultramarine purple. Oh, and another tip while I'm doing this is to do your labels in like a micron pen so that it won't smear, because if you use the regular ink and you happen to get it wet, it's going to smear, and like me, you're probably going to be annoyed. So use a micron pen and let it dry, and that way you won't have that problem. Look at that, you guys. Look at these. This is definitely opaque. I think these both are more on the opaque side. Could be semi-transparent, but more on the opaque side. Look at that. Eee, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Masha, girl, you know what you're doing. I don't know what you do, but girl, keep it up. So, now we have one of my favorites. I absolutely love this color. I had a dot sample, and I think I've used it up. Let's do this now. Watch this. I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see. This is definitely a granulating color. And I don't have enough water. But look at that. Isn't that absolutely stunning? I would not even begin to know what to compare this to. It's absolutely stunning. I love this color. This color is great for when you're doing landscapes, especially. I would highly recommend this for landscapes. Look at that. I would say this is semi-transparent. I would definitely give this a transparent to semi-transparent. I think her website says, let me take a quick look actually. Hey, so I went to her website real quick and I just found out something very interesting. So I did not see where it said if it was like transparent or not. I did not see that. What I did see was for this flame color right here, that it is naturally sparkly from hematite iron lust. I was like, oh, interesting. So I thought you guys would like to know that. That kind of blew my mind a little bit. Now the tiger's eye also has hematite iron lust in it. That's kind of a weird name, but okay. Hold on, wait a minute. This bugs me. I hate it when it does that. Okay. Sorry. I'm kind of peevish about my my swatches. It doesn't matter what it is. Anyway, I just thought you guys would like to know that stuff. So, yeah, that's very interesting. I did not know that. I had not noticed. Oh my gosh, look at that ultramarine purple. Oh my gosh, it's so stunning. Now, here's the storm. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's pretty dark. It's one of the darker colors, but it's like this black purple kind of thing. I don't know. It's like a really, really dark purple. Whoa. Okay, my thing is my paper's starting to buckle a little. Sorry about that, guys. Look at that. Oh. Ooh. This is why I love this color. You can see that faint hint of purple. It's almost like a dioxazine purple, maybe. But look at that color. That's so gorgeous. That is stunning. This color is really great for when you're doing flowers, sometimes night sky, sometimes landscapes. It depends on what kind of landscape you're doing. But isn't that absolutely stunning? Oh my gosh, you guys. So, all right. And I'm going to get this wet. It's absolutely gorgeous. Where do you guys see this color? Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Oh my gosh, this color. I want this color so bad. For real. I think these are all granulating, to be honest. I think they're all granulating. I think a lot of hers, they're not all granulating, but I think a good number of them are. I think that might be her specialty. Also, one thing to note, she is very responsive when it comes to, like, when you send her a message. I sent her a message earlier today, and within an hour she had responded back. I was like, whoa. So that's just, you know, she's very responsive like that. So if you have any kind of question, and she's really super nice, very polite, very, very nice lady. So, you know, if you have any kind of questions, she's on it. But yeah, look at that. Deep sea, you guys. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So, this is the last of the, to me, what I call the, like, the ultramarine colors. But it's a, I think it's a mix of turquoise and violet. It's gorgeous. This might just be my favorite. Look at that. You see how it changed colors? Now this one is quite opaque, in my opinion. You know, that's just my opinion. This one is quite opaque. Now, depending on how much you put down, you know, it can be more transparent, a little more transparent. But if you add a nice thick layer, it's going to be a little bit opaque, but not like, it's not as opaque as that blue iron. But it's going to be a little bit opaque. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? You see how it goes down really blue? And then as it dries, it turns more violet. That's another sign, like I said, that's another sign of a granulating color. So let's let these dry and then I will come back. Alright guys, I'm back. So everything has dried except for the watercolors. Aren't they absolutely stunning? So as you can see, this is what they look like dry. Now, if you look at the cobalt green, do you see how it has that darker kind of, almost a warmer, like a, almost like a sap green mixed in with it. But you see how it's almost two-toned? So is this one, and I say this one and this one are very two-toned. This one is two-toned. So is the turquoise violet. The storm is very opaque. I think I added a little too much. There we go. I think I added a little too much paint there. It doesn't, it looks weird. So anyway, but yeah, that's two-toned. You can see the difference. This, I think these two, the cobalt green and the blue iron, as far as the colors that are like two-tone, these two might be my favorite. But yeah, they're 5-ish for the quarter pan, which is this size, 10 for this size, and the dots are like $2. And sometimes she does include free dots with her orders. I highly recommend this lady. Her stuff is phenomenal. So yeah, jump on over and give her site a check out. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.